Here's what no one tells you about vocal support. It does not mean expelling air and pushing out the air. It means holding the air back in the lungs.
Doo-ga-doo-ah.
Many teachers teach you have to just control the airflow, how fast the air leaves your body, because you need air in order to sing. I'm saying that is not really true. Air is an aesthetic factor, not a necessary one, because muscles are innervated, are activated through electrical impulses from the brain, which I explain in depth in this video. So it's a muscle, movement to vibrate. However, air obviously can and does have a factor, but more an aesthetic one. And sometimes it's a crutch to help you reach higher notes, which is not very healthy, especially not long term, which I explain in depth in this video. However, my point is vocal support, voice support does not mean to slowly expel air. Slowly expelling air might be what happens, when you support. But what support actually means is holding back the air in the lungs, holding the air in so you can sing long phrases, so you can have free vocal cords because they're slightly pulled downwards, away from the vestibular folds, which keeps you healthy, all explained in this playlist. And that is important because if you really want to develop also these sharp sounds, this chest voice, and a very loud, extremely pingy chest voice, it helps a lot to understand this can come from my vocal cords themselves. I don't have to push any air. I don't need even an airflow for it. As a matter of fact, the feeling that I have needs to be like I hold my breath in order for the vocal cords really to be able to vibrate freely. Also for stuff like vocal edge, which I explain in this video, it's really important to have this feeling that the air just stays. It's like I always say it's like in a spaceship, right, where there's no gravity, everything just stays like there, right? Nothing drops, nothing falls, nothing is pushed out. Everything just stays exactly where it is, and that's like the feeling that, especially with chest voice, can really help you find the chest voice easily and not push, because we have a tendency, most people have a tendency to push, to strain, to do too much. Even if it's that much too much, it's still too much, right? And so yes, this understanding that your voice can work without expelling air totally, is not something that you'll always use, right? Because we also want to sound nice. Because if we really just use the voice without expelling air, it would sound pretty much more like that. Oh, baby! Like it's really, really close vocal cords, and then you really don't expel air, because the muscles work themselves. But we use air for aesthetics, right? I'm not saying, oh, you can't use air. No, of course we use. I mean, sometimes I use a lot of air. Do do do, hey. That's a lot of air, but I use it because I want a certain effect in my songs. I don't use it because I have to use and expel air in order to make my vocal cords work. I can have a lot of air with my voice, I can have little air, and I can have no air with my voice. Now, to be very, very transparent, if people talk about, the vibration of the vocal cords being innervated through air, it is not about the mucosa vibrating or not. The mucosa is obviously vibrating. It's about the muscle, the vocalis muscle that is part of the vocal cords themselves. That's the question. Is that one vibrating passively or actively? It's not even the question, is it vibrating or not? As far as I understand it, everybody knows that it's vibrating, but the question is it vibrating actively or passively? Actively would mean it's really a muscle action to vibrate. Passively would mean that it's just the wind, the airflow blowing. I say that it's very likely that it's an active thing that the muscle does actively, as explained in this video, or at least that you need muscle action. That's why I'm like, your voice is not a wind instrument. It's a muscle bioelectrical instrument innovated from muscle action, because the muscle action is what you actually control, and it's more important than the air, because for us, we have a practical thing going on here, right? We want to learn how to sing. And when you use your voice, you can use your voice in a way that it doesn't feel like you're expelling air. It feels like you're holding your air back. You're holding, like you're totally holding your breath, as if you would breathe in and then hold your breath without closing the vocal cords, right? Holding everything open, but holding your breath in. And that kind of feeling is enough air expelling to make the vocal cords work, which is, for our feeling, not air expelling at all, right? And that's why I'm saying the voice is not a wind instrument. Whether the muscle is really actively vibrating or just passively vibrating, you still need the muscle action, and the muscle action is the most important to make it actually sound like a voice, as described in the last link that I gave you. And therefore, even if a slight airflow is necessary in order to make the vocal cords vibrate, it's so much that for the singer, it feels like you're holding your breath. You're not expelling any air at all. I hope that helps you a bit with thinking about the voice and feeling your body and thinking about support. If it does, please leave me a like and a subscribe to my channel. And I see you in the next Vocal Secret. Want to learn how to do these things that I talk about in my videos? YouTube is great, but a course with an actual methodology is the thing that will give you real results. I have a course called Vocal Foundation on my website. I created a free tour where you can learn the what, why, who, how, and the content, the benefits, the finances, prerequisites, everything about the course. So if you're eager to get your voice to the next level, follow the first link in the description and sign up for my Vocal Foundation free tour.